The patriarch of the family declared that both Aunt Jordan and Claire were insane as the Newmans' dramatic confrontation with them came to an end, and the family was transported to the hospital. However, we're confident that the story isn't finished, and Claire's next turn might completely upend established relationships. Victor's claim that Aunt Jordan is criminally insane is unquestionable, and there's no doubt that Jordan will return to punish the Newmans in the future. But what about Claire? Victor boldly declared at the end of their adventure that Claire was nuts, and that she was just as crazy as her so-called aunt. Victoria had already told her mother's helper that she was insane and said the entire thing was a big scam. Things took a slight turn when Jordan said, with his eyes bright, that he had taken Eve, Victoria, and Claire's premature baby from the NICU. Victoria hesitated for a while, but she persisted in telling Claire that it was not feasible. Victoria even said, "I'm sorry," to the young woman who had enticed them to the lake house, showing some remorse, but she insisted to Cole and the uneasy woman that there was no possibility she was their daughter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. However, how could Jordan's claim that the child they buried wasn't their own fail to raise suspicions? We anticipate that skepticism to blossom into a strong desire to discover the reality. At one point throughout the ordeal, Victoria and Cole both pledged to help Claire if she helped them, and in the end, Claire did aid them. Given that they almost died at the hands of the young woman, they are obviously under no duty to proceed. Well, we could certainly leave her to her fate. However, what sort of soap opera would this be if Victoria and Cole just up and left their relationship alone? Young and Restless managed to create a type of bond between Claire and Victoria, and we predict that the latter will be compelled to act since she can't seem to shake the former. Victoria should naturally take a DNA test to prove to Claire that she is not her daughter. Naturally, the results will show that Victoria is, or at least may be, her daughter. If she's not, the plot has no purpose. However, given the horrific conditions Claire entered Victoria's life, managing a mother-daughter connection would be difficult at best. But no matter what Victoria does, we know that she will always be unable to turn away from her flesh and blood. Do you recognize this? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Victor and Victoria have long been at odds over his refusal to turn away from Adam, who has also done terrible things to the family. If Victoria discovers that she is in love with Claire, could her perspective suddenly change drastically? Given that Victoria almost killed them all, we have to believe that the family will be against Claire joining the family. Consequently, Vic will be in a unique position to empathize with Victor's struggles in trying to persuade the family to embrace Adam. Victoria would be able to see Victor's point of view at last, which would not only permanently alter their dynamic, but there's also a risk that it would cause her long-standing hate for Adam to change. Why? If Victor does the same for Claire, maybe she'll consent to give Adam a chance. What events do you think this young and restless plot is leading up to? What are your desired outcomes? Tell us in the comments below. Check out the channel for more videos like these.